Good day, everybody. I welcome you all to this broadcast. Today is 19th of September 2025. Let's talk about the ranting of some northern failed cabals who are who have been shouting on top of the rope about who Tinubu is going to appoint as Inec chairman. You see, there is something we should realize as Nigerians. Nigeria is not structured to work. Yes, Nigeria is not structured to work. Unfortunately, because of one of the problems we have is our different ethnicity background. Adibi Nigeria is made purely. Adibi we are 98% Igbo, 98% Yoruba, 98% Hausa, 98% Ijo, 98% Fulani. It would have been excellent to be able to run Nigeria to make it work. Because of our diversity, it's been difficult. The system that will work for Nigeria is regional government, whereby even if we have like 10 regions, whereby people will be able to develop in their pace. The way Nigeria is structured, it's not structured to work. Nigeria is structured to fail. There is no patriotism when it comes to leadership in Nigeria. There is nobody that has been Nigeria president from the northern Nigeria that is patriotic. Their patriotism is to the northern Nigeria. In a situation whereby we have presidents who are patriotic to their section of the country. It can't work. The country cannot develop in that kind of a situation. The country cannot develop. In America today, America is working because people speak the same only one language. Britain, Germany, Japan, China, they speak only one language. That's why those countries, things are really working well. You see, that if somebody commits an offense, if a big man commits an offense in Nigeria, if the person is Yoruba, once if the president is not Yoruba, once that person is dealt with, people start saying, it's because it's not from your tribe, and vice versa. So Nigeria cannot work in this kind of a situation. The best system for Nigeria is regional government. Let everybody develop at its own pace. The kind of regional government Agui Rossi cancelled before this fake federalism, which is unitary system, is imposed on us. So Nigeria cannot work. The only people who have ruled Nigeria that are patriotic, they are Obasanjo and Jonathan. Every northern person that has been president of Nigeria has done so, has performed his duties in favor of the North. Yes, in favor of the North. Be it military. All the military government, all the military head of state in Nigeria did everything humanly possible to favor the North. Whether in terms of local government creation, whether in terms of state creation. So how can we be one? When one part of the country, once they are in power, they always do everything to favor their part of the country. So if Tinubu is doing it today, Tinubu is following their footsteps. This is not the way to go. Tinubu is following their footsteps. When Jonathan was president of this country, majority of people in his government are from Southeast. When Buhari was president, majority of people in his government were people from his enclave, from his northern enclave. To me, it was even Obasanjo that was maybe a little patriotic, because he didn't even his tribesmen were not even in his government. The Yorubas were not in his government. Maybe because he wanted to do the biddings of the North. So today, people that are complaining that majority people in Tinubu government are his tribesmen, they are right. But he's following the footsteps of people like Buhari or the military, everybody that has ruled Nigeria. This is in this kind of situation, there is no way you can develop a country. There is no way a country can be great with this kind of myopic governance. It will not work. The North has better roads than the South. The North has better infrastructure than the South. In terms of road, look, the North has better road than the better roads network than the North. What's the business of Buhari constructing railway to Maradi in Niger? What's our business when we have not been able to connect every state in Nigeria by railway? So what's our business investing in Niger when we have not even invested in railway for our own country? Because Buhari, when he was president, sees the Niger people as his cousins. He didn't see the Yorubas as his cousins. He didn't see the Igbos as his cousins. He didn't see any more people in the South as his no. He believed in those that speak his language. The Chad, the Niger, and the rest are his people. At most, the Fulani North should have been one country with the Niger or Chad. Nigeria cannot work in this kind of situation because we are just deceiving ourselves. Do we even have a constitution? The constitution we are using today was not drafted by the people of Nigeria. It was drafted by a clique of people, by friends of Abubakar Abdul Salami, the former head of state. So this constitution we are using, 1998 constitution, is not suitable for Nigeria. Nigeria is not structured to work. People are ranting from people from the north. They are ranting today because they are not in government. To me, people are in Tinubu's government, the Yorubas who are in Tinubu's government, of what benefits are they being in government? What is the benefit of their being in government to the average people in the streets of Yoruba land? The benefit is just to their immediate family. They are being in government, do not benefit the generality of the Yoruba people. When Buhari was there, appointing Northerners, 75% of his Northerners into his cabinet, how did they amount to benefit to an average Agmangiris? Today, the North has the highest number of out-of-school students, out-of-school people, children in the whole of Africa. Despite the fact that they have ruled for how many years? They have been, most of the time they have been in charge of Nigeria. To what benefit has it been to Nigeria? So Nigeria we can't really move forward with this kind of people sectionalism or ethnicity-oriented governance. Once you are there, you have to favor your own people. No, it doesn't work that way. The people, the leaders of the North are the ones that do not believe in merit. They are the ones that get some merit, whether in the civil service, whether in anywhere, whether in the military, whether in the police. There is nothing in Nigeria today. There is nothing like merit. You know, you don't earn anything by merit in Nigeria. You must know somebody before you get somewhere. In these developed countries, not like that. Once you are qualified, you are qualified. It's only in Nigeria when you join the police, when you join the army, when you join the civil service, you must know somebody before you can be promoted. When it doesn't matter whether you are good, you must know somebody. So Tinubu is following their footsteps, which is not good for Nigeria. So somebody, I watched a video where one of them was somebody from the north was threatening Tinubu that if he appoints, he was going to he's going to appoint a Yoruba man as Inec chairman. If you do that, there is going to be civil war. Which civil war? He's following their footsteps. Nigerian politicians they don't win elections. They don't win elections. Whether anybody likes it or not, Asiwaju Tinubu is going to be win in 2027. There's not anybody can do about it. You guys know you don't win elections. Did Obasanjo win election in 1999? He didn't. He knows. The only person that came out to say yes, he knew that the day when election was the late Yar'Adua. So Nigerian politicians don't win election. Huh? Look at this the local government election being conducted in by the state electoral commission. What the government in power in all the states, in any of the states, government in power takes everything once local government election is conducted. Oyo state is PDP. If local government election is conducted in Oyo state, PDP will win everything. Osun state, the same thing. Ekiti, APC, right? If local government election is conducted in Ekiti state, APC win everything. That's how it is. So what kind of legacy are we leaving behind as a people, as a country? The legacy of fraud. Almost everybody is fraudulent. So Nigeria constitution is not drafted to make Nigeria work. It is now those people are shouting that Tinubu is going to appoint somebody that will favor him in 2027 as Inec chairman, because they knew what they have been doing. They have been appointing people that will favor them once they are in government. So they don't want him to do the same thing they have been doing. Yes, if he does that, Nigeria is not in that kind of a system is not in the interest of the generality of the people of Nigeria. We must be able to call a spade a spade. We must be able to sit down and draft a workable constitution for Nigeria to be able to work. Or at most, let us go back to regional government. The North is not, most politicians in the North today, because they are not in power, they are complaining. They are not complaining because they don't want a better Nigeria. They are complaining because they are not in power. Because what they are getting, they are not getting it. Because Tinubu is blocking them. Because Tinubu is not doing their bidding. That's why they are complaining. They are not complaining. The northern politicians that are complaining today, they are not complaining because they love Nigerians. They are not complaining because Nigerians are suffering. They are complaining because they are out of power. They are complaining because they are out of relevance. They are complaining because they are out of relevance. Because they are not relevant in government. That's why they are complaining. We must be able, for Nigeria to work, we must be able to sit down and say, what kind of system will work for us? The people in the north, the people in the politicians in the north, the influential people in the north, they don't want any fairness. They are anti-fairness. They are anti-merit, anti-fairness. They don't want anything like fairness. Ordinarily, the population of the north, it should not be more than the population of the south. They only have the land mass, they don't have the population. But they have the very humanly possible to favor themselves. If today, if Tinubu say we are going to do population census, that it has to be by biometric, your fingerprint must be captured, your biometric must be captured before you can be captured. Then the North will say Tinubu is against them. Because most of them are anti-fairness. They are anti-good governance. They are anti-good rules. They don't like good rules and regulations. And all the developed countries in the world today, they follow the rules and regulations. But Nigeria, especially people from the north, they don't want to follow the rules and regulations. They don't. They don't like to follow the rules. Now, over the years, they have been appointing people that they can manipulate as Inec chair. Now, they don't want another person to do it for them. If President Tinubu decides to appoint Seyi Tinubu as Inec chair, there is no law that stipulates the kind of person he should appoint. If he decides to appoint Seyi Tinubu, that is the kind of constitution that we have. That's the kind of constitution Abdul imposed on us as a military head of state. So there's nothing anybody can do. Here is Tinubu has the prerogative to appoint whoever will favor him. Because that's what you guys have been doing. It's not in the interest of Nigeria. If we have to do things that will be in the interest of Nigeria, we must draft a constitution for ourselves. Not this Abubakar's constitution. It will not work. Not this Abubakar's constitution. It will not work. Because the constitution is tailored to favor the North. In everything, the constitution is tailored to favor the North. So now that Tinubu is holding them by the neck, they are crying, they are yelling. On top of the roof, they are yelling. There is nothing anybody can do. There is nothing now. As long as Tinubu is alive, as long as God protects his life, as long as God gives him life, there is nothing anybody can do. Because you people have not been winning an election. So Tinubu, the way you people have been rigging an election, so he's going to rig whether anybody has it or not. You people have been rigging an election in Nigeria. Nigerian politicians don't win an election. They don't win an election. You guys are not patriotic in any form, in any way. Even by the time president goes to the North, the North. Is he actually won? The answer is no. The answer is no. By the time the presidency is going back to the North, will the core North actually allow somebody from Middle Belt to be picked as the candidate of any of the two major political parties? The answer is no. The answer is no. They will never allow a Middle Belter to be picked. Maybe after Tinubu might have served after 8 years. They will never allow that. Because they see power as a means of survival. As long as some people see power as a means of survival, Nigeria cannot work. People should see power as a means of development, as a means of upliftment of the people. But once you see power as a means of survival, once you are not in government, you cannot survive. You must be in government to be able to favor your own person. Which government has favored any Yoruba or Igbo businessman the way the federal government has favored Dangote? It's Nigeria government that made Dangote what Dangote is today. Dangote has been patronized by the federal government of Nigeria for over 40 years. How many Igbo person has been patronized the way Dangote has been patronized? How many people from the southern part of Nigeria has been patronized the way Dangote has been patronized? And we say one Nigeria. One Nigeria cannot come to fruition until we are ready to do things the right way, the proper way. Until we are ready to be patriotic. The northern politicians, they are not patriotic. They don't talk about Nigeria. They only talk about the north. That's why the fact they're always talking about the north. What have they achieved for their people? What have they achieved for their people? That's why they continue to talk about the north. The north today is the poverty capital of Nigeria today. All over the country, all the beggars. 75%, more than 75% of beggars in Nigeria today are from the north. Whether in the south, whether anywhere, more than 75% of them are from the north. So the north is the poverty capital of Nigeria. So whether anybody likes it or not, President Tinubu has the prerogative of appointing whoever he likes as Inec chairman. That is the constitution we are using. That is the American constitution we are using. So if we don't want it that way, we must have the courage to sit down and talk about it. We must have the courage to say, no, enough is enough. Let us change this constitution. We must have the courage to do that. Today, Tinubu is talking about state police. The North is already going against state police. They are the most affected by bandits. The North is the most affected by bandits. If state police is allowed today in Nigeria, banditry will reduce because the local people will be able to work against banditry. But no, because in the north today, a lot of the areas see the banditry is an industry for them. They are the ones sponsoring bandits. They are the ones sponsoring it. It's a business center for them. It's an industry. It's a multi-millionaire industry in the north, banditry. Because they are mining gold at the detriment of they are mining mineral resources, gold and other things at the detriment of the people, at the detriment of Nigerians. That is why they are against state police. Why should a reasonable person be against state police? Huh? Well, there will be disadvantages anyway, but the advantages will be more than the disadvantages. Only people who are not patriotic, only people who don't love Nigeria, only people who don't love their people, they are the ones are going against state police. Because state police will block their business center, which is kidnapping and banditry. Because they are making a lot of money from there. They are the ones sponsoring banditry. They are bringing ammunition. They are collecting money from religious organizations in the name of propagating whatever religion. Huh? They are not propagating any religion, but they are getting money from to sponsor terrorism in the name of religion. They are getting money, they are diverting such money into sponsoring terrorism. And once they are the state police, it's going to stop a lot of things. It's going to affect them. So most of them in the north that are coming out to attack Tinubu today is because Tinubu is doing a lot of maybe one or two things that is affecting them, that is making them to be relevant. That's why they are talking. That's why they are shouting. It's not because they love Nigerians. They don't love nobody. They only love their pockets. They rip off the people in the name of religion. They say they are Muslim. They are ripping up their people. Huh? When you invest, when you become a governor, the only people where you invest, you build a mosque. How will a mosque or a church give people employment? How will people prosper when you build church or you build mosque? Tell me, how will people prosper? Developed countries that are prospering today, is it by building churches or by building mosques? No industries, nothing. No electricity. If government is trying to do one or two things, you are ready to frustrate the actions of the government. They are the same people bringing in generators because they don't want anything to work. They don't want anything to work. Huh? How can we be talking about one Nigeria when you are always telling us the North? Which North? We should be talking about Nigeria, not the North. Huh? The Northerners are the ones that destroyed. They are the ones that destroy Nigeria. They still continue to destroy Nigeria by not being patriotic. We should be talking about the national question, not the sectional question. No, it should be national question. How can we develop as a country? Despite the fact you are always talking about the North. The North is still behind. It's still behind in all ramification. In all ramification. You do all kind of things to favor the North. Today, the Yoruba Kwara, you call them Northerners. The Yorubas in Kogi, you call them Northerners. If presidency is sown to the North, if presidency goes back to the North after Tinubu, can they not Megaye say he wants to contest to be president? Nibo for where? It can't happen. This president go back to the. Can somebody from Kwara come out and say, I want to contest, I want to be president? Huh? Why should we say somebody the president must be? Why it should be married? Because those since independence, since merit has been jettisoned. That is the problem Nigeria is facing today. You must know somebody before you can become anything. You cannot enter the university without knowing somebody. You can't join the civil service without knowing somebody. Nothing is on merit. You can't join the police without knowing somebody. You can't join custom. You can't join immigration. There is nothing you want to join. Whether it's federal civil service, whether state civil service, you must know somebody. It's not on merit. But in America, there is what they call maybe Air Force Resource Center, Navy Resource Center. You just walk in. You just walk in and apply. You don't need to know anybody. Once you are qualified, you are enlisted. You are enlisted. Huh? Once you are qualified, that's it. You don't need to know anybody. And once you join, whether civil service in America, whether the police, whether the army, whatever you join, your promotion, once you don't need anybody to get promoted. When you are due for promotion, you don't need to know anybody. But in Nigeria, you must know anybody. You must know somebody. You must know somebody before you can because you can get what you are, and before you can get your entitlement. You must know somebody before you can get your entitlement. Even when you retire, you still have to go know somebody before you can get your pension or whatever. Even people that die in service, whether as a military person or whatever, or as a police that die in service, their family cannot. They must go and pay bribe. So how can a country like that move forward? A lot of people that are even worse than Tinubu, they are complaining. But they are in their closet, they are not doing the right thing. They can't do the right thing. They can't allow the right thing to be done. And they are all shouting. They are all shouting on top of their voices. When they are closet, when they are locality, they cannot do the right thing. Look at the governors. They are not allowing local government chairmen to work. Huh? They must collect state allocation. They must collect local government allocation. Huh? No governor in Nigeria is giving local government free hand to operate. No state government in Nigeria is giving local government free hand to operate. They get the allocation from them. They collect allocation on their behalf. They pay salary on their behalf. They do everything on their behalf for what? Because Nigeria governors, Nigeria politicians, they are not better than armed robbers. They are not better than armed robbers. The other time, President Tinubu was lamenting that we should ask Nigerians, should ask their governors what they are using the money is giving them. What are they using the money for? Huh? Nigerian governors, they don't have sense of investment. They don't have sense of development. The only sense they have is sense of thievery, sense of stealing. All this money now they steal. The country you are taking the money to, did God come from heaven to come and develop Britain? Did God come from heaven to develop America or Germany or Japan or China? As long as Nigeria can only work once we are ready to make it work. We must be ready to sit down in a round table to discuss which system will be beneficial to everybody. This presidential system is not working. I think we should go for maybe regional government. That's the best option. Because there is no way we have regional government and somebody will call himself a premier and be stealing the money the way these governors are stealing money. Nobody is accountable. Nobody is accountable to anybody. Whether PDP or APC, there is no difference. Or Labour Party, there is no difference. All are the same. Everybody has the mindset. Nigerian politicians, they have the mindset of stealing. They have the mindset of embezzlement. They have the mindset of entitlement. That this is my time. Let me steal whatever I can steal. That's what happens. Let me steal whatever I can steal. That's what happens. So in conclusion, whether anybody likes it or not, President Tinubu has the prerogative to appoint Inec chairman. That is the Abubakar constitution we are using. He has the prerogative. If he likes, Seyi Tinubu is qualified. If he likes, he can appoint Seyi Tinubu. There is nothing anybody can do. If he appoints, there is nothing anybody can do. If he likes, he can decide to appoint a Yoruba person that will favor him. Because Nigerian politicians don't actually win elections. They don't win elections. We all know. Since I started witnessing election in 1983, Nigerian politicians, I know for sure that Nigerian politicians don't win elections. They rig elections. They don't win elections. That is why whatever is happening in Rivers is happening. Because Fubara have never won an election. It's more or less election. It's more or less election. How can anybody with his right senses defend the local government election that took place recently in Rivers? Nigeria can't work in this kind of situation. It's not working. We are only deceiving ourselves. We are only deceiving ourselves. So thank you so much. Thanks for watching.